Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for showing so much of love in my last COVID duty video. I'm overwhelmed with such lovely comment and I accept all the blessing in behalf of those who are still doing duty, my friends who have done more than 10 rounds of duty. I just did a part of it. But after getting so much of respect, I felt now it is my responsibility to share some of the basic knowledge with you all so that you can be benefited as well. So in the last couple of weeks, I would say 3 to 4 weeks, there were a group of patients who were responding well with the regular treatment modalities, who were responding well with the oxygen therapy. For few of them, the second COVID test report also turned to be negative, but they kept on complaining about a pain over one side of the face, or blurring of vision, or the double vision, swelling over one side of the eye, and eventually all these patients were diagnosed with a fungal infection which is known as mucormycosis, and it is caused by a fungus which is known as mucormycetes, and this fungus is not black, white or yellow in color. In fact, if you take the fungus as it is and see it under microscope, they are pretty much colorless until and unless you stain them with something. So these name basically arises based on the disease manifestation. So why black? Because the patient are showing some reddish black discharge from the nose, or the crusting what we are seeing over the eyes is brownish black. Similar way, for white and yellow there are certain manifestations. So the yellow fungus, that is Mucormycetes septicus, that is showing some kind of pus discharge from the eyes of the patient, right? So based on that the names are given. So now the point is, this fungus is not new to the environment. It is there since ages, in the soil, in the air. It can be even present in the nasal passage. But the disease mucormycosis was very rare. I still remember we have published a case report on mucormycosis in the year 2019. That time when we searched about the incident, it was 1 in 1 lakh, or even few articles showed 1 in 2 lakh. So it was only happening in the patient who were severely immunocompromised. It was happening in patient with AIDS. It was happening in patients who were having cancer or who had a kidney transplant. It was also happening in patients who were having diabetes. But now quite the surge of such fungal infection at this situation. So already 3 main reasons have been pointed out. First being COVID. Yes, if you have COVID, your body immunity is down. Then if you have diabetes. So diabetes is one of the leading cause for immune suppression in India, and India is one of the leading country in the world to have the maximum cases of diabetes. So if you imagine 10 of your relative who came your home, and I can bet you more than 5 of them would say you, don't put sugar in my tea because I have diabetes. So the range of diabetes is so in India. So diabetes is the second cause for immune suppression. Next, if you are taking steroids upon that. So why you are taking steroids? To treat the COVID condition. But what this steroids is doing? It is rising the blood sugar level tremendously. Okay. So all these 3 factors said to contribute for this fungal infection. But is it so true? Because now there are patients who neither have diabetes, who are not on steroid, and there are many patients who are not at all aware that they were having COVID. So what you can do in this situation? The first thing, very important thing, is do not miss any early sign. Okay, so suppose you can feel that blockage of the nose which is persisting for 1 day or more than 1 day, or if you feel slightest pain over one side of the face, or if you are seeing double vision or swelling over one side of the eye, visit to an ENT as early as possible, because this fungal infection is having many types. Few are localized to the lung, or few are localized to the abdomen. Very rarely it can affect only your skin, but this time the type which we are more concerned with is the one which is affecting your nose, eyes and brain. Okay, so this type is known as rhino or cerebral mucormycosis. So these are all localized form of the disease. Now from here, if the fungal infection crosses this barrier and comes to your blood, so it will have a passage throughout the body, that time it is called as disseminated infection. So that time you are more likely to get the generalized symptoms such as weakness, weight loss or abdominal pain, etc. What is the significance of early diagnosis is, if the infection is still localized inside within your nasal passage and you visit to an ENT, then the survival rate will be more than 50 to 60%. But if it crosses the nasal barrier and reaches to the eye, the survival rate will come down to 30 to 40%. And then if it crosses the eye barrier and reaches to the brain, the survival rate will be less than 10%. Okay? So it's always better that you observe yourself. Doesn't mean you over observe yourself. Sometimes if there is nothing, but if you are seeing yourself in the mirror continuously, there is a slight puffiness, you feel like, oh, there is a swelling over one side of my eye. So do not over observe yourself, but observe the early sign. Second most important point, I think that is more important, even more important than the first one, is do not self-medicate yourself. So many a time what happen, there are many people who are having proper COVID symptoms, but they don't want to go and get themselves tested. They just call up some friend who had COVID recently. They take the prescription from that friend and start having all the medication. So that friend would probably needed steroid, but you don't, right? Always seek medical advice. Do not start medication by yourself, or do not self-medicate yourself. And if your doctor would suggest you that take steroid for 5 days, take it for 5 days. After 3 days, if you start feeling better, don't think that, okay, I don't need this medication anymore, so I can stop it. Do not do that. Complete the course. Third important point is about your hygiene. So many a time this fungal infection is starting from your oral cavity. So many patients are complaining of tooth pain, sudden mobility of the tooth, the teeth are falling off. So always follow a proper oral hygiene method. You can do a salt water gargle before going to the bed, but once, okay? So do not start it rigorously, like how many people in India started taking the steam, nasal steam rigorously, because they came to know that taking steam would help them in preventing corona. So many started taking the steam 5 to 6 times a day, which is not required, because if you overdo something, that in turn will harm the normal balance of your nasal passage or your oral cavity. So you can do that, but do it once a day. Coming about uses of unhygienic mask. So imagine the places where this fungal infection or mucormycosis is said to be epidemic. All these states are very much humid. Humid means the people there tends to sweat a lot. So if you are sweating, then your mask are also tend to absorb that much amount of sweat, right? So now imagine if you washed a cloth, it is not dried properly, you folded and kept it in your cupboard. So after 1 or 2 days, when you take the cloth out, you will see white patches over the cloth, right? And you will say there is some growth over it, fungal growth over it. Similar way, if you do not dry your mask properly and kept on using that same mask continuously, you are giving a proper environment for the fungus or any other microorganism to grow over that mask. Do not use a same mask repeatedly. Keep 2 masks or 3 masks and use them in alternative way. Dry them properly, then use after 2 days. In that 2 days, use different masks. Alright, now coming to the treatment part. So suppose you got this fungal infection. Now what will be the treatment? So the treatment, obviously it will be surgery. Surgical debridement followed by certain medication. So the medication of choice for this fungal infection is amphotericin B. So this amphotericin B comes in a 50 mg vial in a lyophilized form. So lyophilized form means it will come in a powder form. And for giving injection, you obviously need some liquid. So that is a lipid formulation which comes separately, and that lipid formulation, okay, so this 50 mg vial will cost you around 350 rupees, and that liquid formulation will cost you around 1200 rupees. So these two combination you have to take for 28 days, so that will cost around 9800 to 10,000 rupees, okay, only for this drug. I'm not talking about the other drug which you may need, or about the hospitalization charges. But unfortunately, this amphotericin B, or the plain amphotericin B, will not work for any diabetic or chronic kidney disorder patient. So they have to reach out for a higher version of amphotericin B, which is known as liposomal amphotericin B. So again, that liposomal amphotericin B 50 mg vial will cost you around 3500 rupees. Along with that lipid formulation, that is 1200 rupees. And this combination in a day you have to take for more than 5 to 6 times. So for 28 days the cost will go around 4,20,000 rupees only for this drug. Not talking about the surgery cost, or not talking about any other drugs you may need. Okay, I'm talking about only this drug. Unless this government makes this drug free all over India, the treatment for this fungal infection is really costly, and also this fungal infection is highly lethal. It is much more lethal than having COVID infection. Okay, but the only good news is this fungal infection is not as contagious as COVID. Right? It is not spreading so fast. The only way to prevent all such diseases is to stay home and stay safe. If you feel this video helpful, then please do like and share with your family and friends. Do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.